Hello, this is Les. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show and run a Minneapolis Steam Traction Engine. But before that I'm going to show some of the details and talk a little bit about the construction of these two traction engines. First of all, I'll start with the oldest one. This one was built in the late 70s, early 1980s. It's a Minneapolis traction engine. It's a larger one. I'm not sure exactly what the model is. I had a friend that had a father that had this actual engine, and we went up one weekend and we measured everything up. And I made a crude plan from the dimensions and took a lot of pictures, and that's how I built this first engine. The Minneapolis traction engine was built in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They were built from 1890 until 1925. And during that period of years, they apparently built about 8,000 of these traction engines. Again, these were built from scratch. They're actual operating engines. That's the door for the smoke box. They have double acting engines with slide valves, and there's a clutch that that engages the flywheel to transfer the power to the drive shaft. And the engines are made to run on, if I can get the door open here, to run on butane. You can see the butane burner in there, down inside the boiler. I originally made the boiler with flues going through it, and the actual boiler was the actual shell of the engine right here, and that didn't work out very well. So in later years, I cut the entire center out and installed a copper insert boiler, which you can kind of see through the smoke box door there. And that has some water tubes in there, and it steams much better than the original design. Not as authentic, but it works much better. So that's the first engine. I'm not going to run that one. This is the second Minneapolis steam traction engine I built, and I built this one in 2006. That's the year that I retired. And this one was built from plans that were in Live Steam magazine, the first part, and there was like almost 40 different parts. And back in these days, November 1977, when this was published, Live Steam was a monthly magazine, so it was, almost 3.5 years to get the full set of plans. This is the first part. The engine was designed and built by Leon P. Lind, and I don't know if he's still alive today or not, but anyway, I thank him for the excellent set of plans and the information that enabled me to build this engine. And what he did is he built this engine right here, which is a 2266. Again, that means 22 horsepower on the drawbar for plowing and so forth, and 66 horsepower on the flywheel. So if you're running a separator or a combine or a sawmill or whatever. That always surprises me, the big difference. So apparently it takes quite a bit of horsepower just to move that engine along. So Leonard P. Lind built this engine, and his engine was actually, I believe, 1/6 scale. So it was the actual engine had drive wheels about 6 foot in diameter. His were about a foot high. So it was a 1/6 scale engine, and I just was able to obtain all those magazines, those old magazines, online, and I purchased them, and I was able to get all the issues, all 38 or 40, however many there were, and that's the plan that I used. Of course, I made many modifications for a smaller engine like this. Again, with an insert boiler, and in my case, all of my traction engines are 1/20th scale, so they're 1/20th actual size. So the actual engine is almost 20 feet long with the water tank in the front, and mine is a little bit over a foot long. So 1/20th scale. This one has the water tank on the front, so there's this little smoke box door on the front that's halfway, the bottom half opens, and can't see it too well, but it's the same type of copper insert boiler. And this one is more detailed. I have the rivet line on the boiler, the rivet lines, and I punched those in there with a punch that I made. And this one also operates on butane. And that's the torch in there. This is the reversing lever right here. Zoom in on that a little bit. And that has a block that rotates, that reverses the engine. And this quadrant over here is for the clutch. The actual engine had an expanding clutch that expanded on the inside of the flywheel. But for my little model, I just have a piece that looks like the clutch that has a little pin on it that engages the flywheel spokes. So I'm going to run this on the bench first, and then I plan to take it out in the driveway so that I can operate it in gear. So first of all, this is the tank for the butane burner right here, and I have to put butane in the tank. Hopefully that'll be enough. Well, that did not want to light very well, but I can maybe show you what we got in there. I think that's probably running it forward. find out. Yes, that's forward. Try reverse here. Okay, now the engine's running in reverse. Well, I just ran out of fuel. Okay, I'm gonna move out to the driveway now, some more butane in the fuel tank, and resume out in the driveway.